Hey everybody, this is Derek for the Grumpy Guy Show, talking about episode number 131. Take a shower or spontaneously combust. Recorded on Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. Tonight's topics: home assessments, why is he there, and campus problems. Stick around, folks. We got a special guest with us tonight, and that's an awful lot of fun. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
And Ryan's on the Max Headroom thing again tonight, where suddenly he'll start moving and his head will jerk all over the place. But anybody watching the video may know that or notice that we also have a guest with us tonight. Welcome again, Justin.
Hello.
All right, so bunch of last-minute topics in here because I really haven't been watching the news a whole lot, but I believe that Justin also has a topic.
Yeah, no, that one's going to be an interesting one since that was a last-minute thing that...
Yeah, we just heard about it last night.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, last minute's fine. That's half of what we do anyhow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all of our topics tonight.
Yeah, every single one of them. But what do you say we get started? Because we only get a certain amount of time since this is free Google Meet and not something that I'm paying
premium. Not premium.
Google One is what they call it, I believe. But at any rate. So the first topic that I have, it's actually not necessarily impacting Justin right now, but who knows, it may.
Oh.
So, it all depends on whether he decides to stay on campus or not. But, so the city of Oswego decided to do an entire city reassessment of home values. And in doing so, some house values actually doubled, according to the assessment. And of course, people are pretty damn upset about it because, this one person's house, last year, he paid taxes with it assessed at a rate of $150,000. The new assessment says that the house is worth $300,000.
Wow.
And the reason this may affect you, Justin, is because, any landlord is not going to eat that cost. They're going to pass it right down to whoever rents, which means if you decide you're going to live off campus and rent an apartment, it's going up.
To which was my plan. So
I'm not trying to discourage you on that. Because
I know.
I lived off campus, and I truly enjoyed living off campus much more than I did on campus.
Yeah. See, I'm just planning on living off campus because I got one last semester left.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I would have to pay for both semesters, right, to live there.
No, you don't. No, you can do just one.
See, what was it? I know, before that OCC, I did that, and I would have to pay for both semesters.
Yeah, it's a much different situation when you're talking about four-year college versus a two-year college.
True.
That, a lot of the things, a lot of things have changed. So it's possible that that's the case now, but I don't believe it is because there's a lot of people that graduate mid-year.
I mean, true.
It just happens. Because when I went, so my last year, I thought that I was going to graduate in December. Yeah. By the time I found out that I was one credit short, it was too late to register, but I didn't have to pay for the spring semester. Well, of course, at that point, I was in an apartment, so I guess that doesn't matter.
I guess so.
Yeah. Oh well. But at any rate, I don't believe that you have to that you'd have to pay for both semesters.
All right.
But
I mean,
you never know. I mean, if you're and the other tough part is most college students are not looking for an apartment for just the spring semester, which means you may end up getting screwed over there unless you planned on staying in Oswego for extra time
or more. Yeah. No,
but
especially because it's up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, it was going to be me and my girlfriend Val who were going to be getting an apartment up there for if she gets in grad school there as well. So it would have been longer, but it's also like right now that's up in the air. She's still trying to wait and hear back because the whole like even the school up there is going nuts. They're firing good professors, right? And mind you, how they're doing this, right?
Yeah, it's technically part of our topic.
Hey, we can go right into it. Go for it.
Yeah, unless you have more to say about the housing.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, so going right into the next one here, right? Like they're firing good professors, right? And how they're doing this, it's not like the top dogs, the deans, or anyone who's deciding this. No. They're having their fellow faculty. So it's becoming a battle of like in high school or middle school where it's
a popularity contest.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you're seeing professors who helped write the actual textbooks get fired.
Seriously?
People who are the top of the field. Yeah, one of my professors. I can't talk majorly about it.
Yeah.
But for the field of psychology, she's like pretty up there. She studies sexual deviancy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So think of your pedophiles to like nymphomaniacs, whatever, right? She studies those people. Right? She helps write textbooks about that stuff too. Right? Educate, etc. Right?
Of course.
Even an alumni from there too. And they said, right, mind you, she's the only one who teaches that stuff in her field. Everyone stays away because politics, right? But so they're having their own, like, staff fire the other staff. And it's not the people with tenure that's, like, gateguarding this. They're in the committees, yes. But they're, like, how do I describe it? They're the ones who are like, okay, we'll cast our vote after the majority of you have, and then we'll lean depending on what information is there. Right? So it's the people without tenure who's doing these votings. So it's becoming a popularity contest to, the school isn't keeping up its, like, health and, like, I guess, like, accessibility type stuff, right? Literally just last fall, I believe it was, right? Or maybe it was last spring. No, it was last fall, because I had, was it last fall? It was one of the semesters, right? It's been one of the past 2 semesters of 2023.
One of the ones.
Right? The building Mahar, their elevator went out of order for over 100 days.
Oh.
Didn't get it fixed. Not until 100 days. Right? Students made a shrine to that elevator, too. It was beautiful.
Some of that right? would be the age of the stuff up there. I mean, some of it's so old that you have 2 options. Either fully replace it, which probably wasn't in the budget, or you have to order parts and wait. So, that's not necessarily anything on the facilities,
I mean, yeah.
Unless it was having problems before and they decided not to budget to replace it.
Well, that's also the thing. In other buildings, their elevators are also crappy. To the point where I've literally gotten stuck in them.
Oh.
Right.
You're young. What are you taking elevators for?
Yeah, no, I'm done taking elevators for the most part. And even the good side of campus, the ventilation systems are having problems via mold, etc. Still,
yep.
And it's like
you've complained about that one on the show before.
Yep. That's still a problem. What was the new? Oh yeah, the newest thing, right? That happened was from someone we know. They were telling us about this. Even posted, the video of it. So this student of Oswego, right? He's just working out in the gym, right? And I believe it's African American male, right? He's just working out, minding his own business, right? Just to double check to make sure I have it correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the person's name, Jenny Grass, who's a administrative assistant number 2, specifically number 2 for some reason.
Different level.
Yeah.
Different pay grade.
Yeah. Right, who helps out, or, does, a little fitness thing. She's like, hey, could you stop doing that until 1 o'clock? Right? And he's like, alright. And he does just that. No problems, none of that. And then it's 1, he goes back, right? He even waits till 1:05, I believe. Right? Mm-hmm. And then he goes back over to continue doing his jump rope, right? Get in his workout. And she proceeds to start grabbing his phone, trying to boot him out, right? Harassing him. He catches a bit of it on video of her hitting him and pushing him, right? And just trying to get him out while other professor, I think another professor sat there and watched, right? Just in the middle of the gym, man's doing his own thing, right? And she's having full-on moment of harassing and physically assaulting this one student who's just trying to work out and do his own thing
in a gym.
Exactly, in a gym. And it's
heaven forbid you work out in a gym.
Yeah, especially heaven forbid if you're minding your own business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
You can't do anything you want to anymore.
No, exactly. And it's Oswego's just going downhill, right, here and there, between that stuff to, just teachers getting fired via politics. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's going to be happening more and more with especially public schools, just because, where is the funding coming from?
Yeah.
I mean, it's theoretically speaking, all the funding should be coming from revenue that they gain from tuition and whatnot. But, you look at what some of these people get paid, and, you're talking, especially when you're talking about the president and all of the deans, and the fact that what's happened, it happens every place. The top of the pyramid stops being a pyramid. It becomes very, very flat, and that's because, this executive, I did my dues. I don't think I should have to do this, So you get more and more deans, and then you get assistant dean of, each. It just gets ridiculous how many executives there are that don't do a damn thing, and it's not unique to this, a public school or any school, but the public schools, they just can't afford to do that and pay these people. I remember when I was in college there was a huge uproar because we got a new president, and it was ridiculous. They had a $4,000 bidet put in. And I'm like, what? Yeah, a bidet. I'm like, what? And then the whole thing was, that was planned before I was offered the job as president. I'm like, yeah, bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's just it's an ass sprayer. Just, it can't cost $4,000, Especially back in the freaking early 90s.
Like, you know what this man needed to do?
Back in the 90s, it was cheap.
Quick thing, right? Get, like, the smallest shower head. Or a hose. Just hook it up, ghetto rig it, just...
Fire in the hole!
Exactly, there you go. You know, at max, just probably like $500 right there. Boom. Saved you $3,500 right there.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but it's not going to have the dryer in it. Especially if you're getting that kind of a blast, you know?
Well, hey, maybe you'll get the stick up, like, out from up their ass.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
I mean, that's true.
I mean, you never
pretty
know.
Far up there.
Oh, my. All right, well, you got anything else there before we move on?
No.
I got nothing.
Well, of course you got nothing. You haven't gone to Oswego.
I'm saying I don't have any comments.
Alrighty then. Well then, let's.
Besides, I've visited a few times.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Hell, you drove me around campus telling me what the hell's changed in the past 25 years.
Everything's changed.
What was it? They're doing Hewitt right now.
What floor do you live on?
I live on the first floor.
Oh, should have lived on the second.
Yeah.
259, 254.
Of Riggs?
No, Scales.
Oh, no, I'm not in Scales. I'm in Riggs right now. Before that, I was in Onondaga.
I thought you were in Scales.
No.
When I was going to school there, Riggs was actually an all-male dorm.
Really?
Yeah. Is Johnson still all-female?
No.
Ah, that was all-female.
Yeah, no, now it's just like a mixed bag between all the dorms.
Yeah.
It's not too surprising.
Well,
I mean, yeah.
It is, but it isn't. I mean, some people actually liked, not worrying about it. I don't know. I didn't know too many people in those dorms, but nah, I don't know. All right. So
yeah, you were too busy walking to a bar instead of going to class in a blizzard.
Well, the blizzard closed campus. I mean, when I lived on campus, the blizzard that canceled classes, it was so.
Is this the infamous blizzard of '93?
No, this was before that. I was a freshman.
Oh.
So my friend and I, my best friend from high school and I, we both had the same class. It started at 8, so we went in to class. Wasn't snowing much at all. And then when we got out of class, as we were walking out, the professor said, "Oh, by the way, just found out, classes are canceled for the rest of the day." Now, you got to keep in mind, my friend had sprained his ankle, so he was on crutches. We walk out, and I was like, holy crap. There was a 6-foot-tall snowbank where they went, like, it was at a corner, so, they were going slow, but 6 feet tall. And I looked at my friend, I said, oh, God, this sucks. I handed him my bag, and I just kind of covered up and ran through the snowbank because that was the only way he was going to get through is if I made a path. And, keep in mind, folks, I'm only 5'6", and this was at least 6 foot tall. So it was something else. But then it was the day that we got
that's a path.
we went down to the dining hall right from there because I was freezing. And of course, we couldn't go very fast because he was on crutches on ice. So, we were both cold. So we went and we sat in the dining hall to have hot chocolate. And there were these two girls sitting behind me. And I was sitting there. I had a puzzled look on my face. And my friend said, "What?" I said, "I can't tell what language they're speaking." And we're sitting there. We're listening. They were speaking English. They were just talking so fast that you couldn't understand a single word they were saying. I'm like, holy crap. Like, to say an entire sentence like the one I just said, it would have been condensed into like a half a second. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And they were just going on and on. I'm like, that'd be like a 6-hour conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that blizzard was pretty wild. But then I think it was 93 where they actually shut down the entire city. And that's when I was living off campus. And actually that was during Christmas break because my roommate had gone home because he was from down near New York City.
Yeah.
But so they closed the entire city, and a friend of mine who was just staying there, she was staying in my roommate's room so that he didn't have to pay rent for the month. So we were like, what are we going to do? So we called another friend of ours who was over towards campus, and we said, hey, what are we going to do? Everything's closed. She said, well, how about I walk over that way and I'll meet you? So here we were. She's walking towards us down the middle of 104. I can't remember. Is that Bridge Street?
I think.
But
I think that's Bridge Street.
She's walking right down the middle towards us. We're walking down the middle, the opposite direction towards her. No cars or anything around. So we go to the bar it's only like 2 blocks from the apartment, the Sting. We went there, and we're like, we thought about going someplace else, but you're the only place open. She said, well, I was already here. Why am I going to go home? I'll make some money. And I'm like, cool. So needless to say, that was one of the few times during college that I tipped bartenders because
tipping's stupid.
Yeah, well, a bartender actually does something, so it's a little different. Yeah. But in that case, I mean, there was like 20 of us in there total.
That sounds like a party.
No, this bar was usually pretty packed.
Gotcha.
A normal night there was about 60, 65 people. And there was like 15, 20 of us. By the time it got to 11 o'clock, most of the other people had stumbled home. But since I only had to go 2 blocks, I was like, I ain't going anywhere. Especially since I didn't have any beer in the fridge at home, so. Oh, my. Wow. Stories.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, so we're going to skip one of these topics, and we're going to go right to another one that really kind of bugs the crap out of me.
Ooh.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about our favorite politician.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Him again.
Yeah, him again. So apparently this bonehead decided he was going to go over and meet with the leader of Hungary.
Okay.
So as a former president and current citizen, he really truly has no business going and meeting with foreign leaders at all.
He doesn't.
Especially since a trip like that means that his protection goes with him, which who pays for that? Oh, the taxpayers do.
Yep.
So then the moron apparently actually stated that if he's elected, he'll cut off all funding for Ukraine.
Oh, goody.
I'm like, oh my God. And people think this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
A stable genius, as he calls himself.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. He calls himself that. I don't think any normal doctor would call him that.
No. All the doctors who say he is are being paid by him.
Yeah. Yeah, they're being paid by him until they...
With money that he probably owes to the IRS.
It's not even that he owes to the IRS. He owes New York State $500 million. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have that kind of cash.
Yeah.
You know, it's just ridiculous.
He's not as rich as he claims he is.
He's never been as rich as he claims.
All he has is his Cheeto dust to his name.
Yep. Oh, Dad, did you hear from your other child, the infinite money glitch? The lady who just keeps suing him over and over again? She found the infinite money glitch.
No. I have not heard that.
Yeah, they've been texting me constantly about it. And they just keep saying, infinite money glitch! Like, in all caps, too.
Okay, I guess I'll have to find out what's going on there.
Yeah, you're going to have to text them about it.
Yeah, I guess so. But at any rate, so, yeah, that's the latest brilliance out of that moron.
He's at it again.
Yeah, and I really truly wish that they would put an age limit on politicians. I'm not talking just presidents. I'm talking all politicians. There's no reason that we should be dealing with Chuck Schumer still. You know?
There's no reason we should be dealing with Mitch McConnell still.
Exactly. I mean...
Thankfully, he's retiring at the end of his term. Finally.
Yeah. I'll believe that when I see it.
See, it's crazy, too, especially because of the fact that we got freaking 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds over in Congress.
Yeah,
right?
we still got 90-year-old Chuck Grassley in there.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, why are you working till the day you'll die? Like, you make enough money.
And especially since I've seen Chuck Grassley complaining on Twitter about how he doesn't have the time to spend with his family. Dude, there's this thing called retirement.
It's all about
what retirement
greed.
is for, dude.
No, exactly. It's like, you hear, it's like, oh, I'm doing this for my family. It's like, buddy, pal.
Your family doesn't give a shit.
Exactly. They don't give, like, two shits. They don't even give one. Right?
Yep.
Here's the thing. Your job would be meaningless if you still get no time to spend with them. Because then what are you working for?
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
And I don't think they understand it, where most jobs these days understand that either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no real balance between work life, you know. And it's because, just like I said, that pyramid gets flat.
No, exactly.
You know, those people up at the top, they don't care. They're like, oh, well, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to hire somebody. And then what happens? The people down at the bottom get screwed over because there's no money to pay for them.
Yeah, or they have the fear of leaving their job, right?
Yeah.
Because they can no longer do it anymore. So they hire people to help out, aka do their job for them, while they still get the majority of their money, and they just spread it out.
Yeah.
AKA, be like, give them enough so they won't complain and talk about how they're not doing their job and they're having someone else do it for them. Right?
Well, the worst part is some of these executives, you know, like the president of General Motors, I believe she makes over $150 million a year. And what does she do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Probably nothing.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the problem. And the worst thing is they can't fire her because when they signed a contract with her, they gave her this huge balloon payment. If they fire her before the contract's over, basically they're paying double the balance of the contract. How good is that for anybody? And the worst part is, I saw this recently. It was a meme that somebody posted, you know, about how all of these car companies are constantly failing and, you know, all the recalls that are happening. And somebody said, well, why don't we consider hiring an engineer as the president of one of these companies? Somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
That would be genius.
No, exactly.
Hire somebody who knows their shit about cars.
No.
Yeah, they don't even have to know
philosophy.
a lot. I mean, at least a little bit. But instead, we get these, we get these people that get right out of college, with the nepotism that get them hired, and
yeah,
exactly. At least know how to work a car.
At least have driven a car once in your life.
Yeah, or like have someone who A, knows what they're doing, and B, has the plan of, because I'm a big believer in this work so good at your job that it's like self-deleting, right? So it's like you're so good at, like, for instance, fridges. Oh my gosh, it seems like the old fridges, they'll last for like decades. These new fridges, though, no.
Well,
the biggest 10 problems within the first year you get it.
The biggest problem there is with all of the new electronics is they're designed to be replaced, not repaired.
Exactly.
And then all of these companies talk about how great they are for the environment, and we're doing all this stuff for the environment, and we're doing so good. We're economically friendly, and whatever. We're green. Well, you're only green because you're paying for crap, not because you're actually green.
Exactly.
I don't know. All right, so one last topic, and this one came up tonight, but it's been on there a while. It just really hit me tonight.
Came up tonight, so
yeah. Well, no, this one's been there a while. I just kept forgetting to put it in there.
Oh.
So there's this stuff, this body spray that's being advertised. It's a whole body spray. Use it everywhere, even down there, right? And their advertisement is 72-hour fragrance. I'm like, take a freaking shower! Seriously! If you stink so bad that you have to use this stuff to cover your entire freaking body, bathe once in a while.
Shower.
I mean,
no,
duh!
No, and you want to know what their excuse probably would be, too. It'd be like, oh, I can't take a shower. Time's money,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Gotta stay on the grind set.
Exactly. I'm this Sigma male. Gotta spray my entire body with this spray instead of taking a 5-minute shower. Ooh.
Well, the worst part is it's aimed more at women than it is at men. And, of course, one of the things they said was, oh, well, my doctor suggested I sprayed down here. And my wife said, no doctor will ever tell you to spray down there. I'm like, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't going to spray down there myself, but,
Yeah. No,
All right, people. Well, we got Justin. Speechless here.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things I can say to this.
Yeah.
Right? Just because I know, so many of me and Ronnie's friends, right? Majority of them being female, right?
Right.
Have complained about female health. Right, stuff.
Yep.
And so I know for a fact.
Feels like at least once a week they're complaining about it.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
And I'm just thinking right now, they would have a field day with this.
They would.
Spray down there. No! How about this? Come up with better products.
Every single one of them would spontaneously combust just by hearing that.
No, exactly. Because they're like, how about this? Create better products, that do what they're supposed to, that just don't smell. Or just create more time in a day to do stuff. You know what I mean? It's understandable. No one should be spraying stuff down there.
Exactly.
Right? The only time you should be ever spraying like yourself as if you're wearing cologne, perfume, and spraying if you just bombed a bathroom. Like, I'm sorry, no one wants to walk in there and be like, I'm dead. Go on without me, little Timmy. Tell my story. Like, no one wants that. The 3 times the spray. Never because you didn't shower. No. That should never be a reason. Just go bathe.
Yep. Just get it over with.
Yeah. Heck,
it takes like 5 minutes.
Exactly. If you can't for some reason shower, go hop in a pool. The chlorine will be at least an upgrade.
Oh my. Alright, folks. I'm sure you heard that music starting up. Justin, thanks very much for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
We'll see ya.